All right, welcome back to the Chick and the Duck podcast with myself, Ryan, and my brother Micah. Thank you for watching, listening, viewing, and hopefully subscribing. If you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please rate us 5 stars because that helps, and it boosts our ego. But Micah, first off, happy birthday! I know we said it last week on our episode that is out now.
Yep.
But today is your birthday, so happy birthday.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out as many ways as I can tell you happy birthday. I'm up to 4. A text, in person, on a podcast, I guess, Instagram, and with Poke. Did you see my Snapchat?
No, I did not.
It's great. It's really good.
Folks says happy B-Day.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
But yeah, happy birthday, 21.
Yep.
Get to drink.
Legal.
Get to gamble.
Yeah. I told mom, I said, I'm mostly just excited to put all my life savings on Vikings 2024 Super Bowl.
You should do it. Put like $50, put Todd's money on the Vikings winning the Super Bowl. Oh goodness, that's funny.
Yeah, should I send him a screenshot back when I put it all and say, sorry, I put it all on purple?
That's fun. That'd be good. That would be good. How's your week been? You were alone this week, and
yes, I was.
I mean, you have friends, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I was pretty busy. I don't remember. I feel like I did a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have a lot of free time.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of stuff. I found out that my Yellowstone poster got taken down off Etsy,
Really?
which is like 90% of my sales.
Seriously?
So I didn't know why I was not getting like any sales, and I finally looked and it said deactivated, and then I went to my email and yeah, it got taken down.
But for why? What was the reason?
Copyright infringement.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's rough.
There's so many though.
Yeah, it's literally just luck of the draw.
Yeah,
I actually had a dude message me about that. Another seller of like similar posters. He's like, he asked me for advice. It's like, what do you do? He's like, I've already gotten stuff taken out. I'm like, I've gotten stuff taken out. It's literally just luck.
Yeah, it's all it is.
I'm like, you can contact the people and get permission to sell, but they will take your money and they will most likely not answer or say no.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, but I'm pretty much, I think I'm done with that probably. I haven't taken everything down, but I took a lot of them down. And I'm just gonna do completely unique posters because it also is I think it was my last violation warning before my shop gets deleted.
Completely taken down, as in like. So
Like
what posters are you gonna
terminate my shop account?
What are you gonna make now? Like custom, basically.
Yeah, like the stuff that I made before, like earlier. I really wanted to do thinking NFL stuff, but I started looking through all the NFL copyright, and the teams own literally everything related, even remotely related. I mean, you couldn't get away with anything because I was like not gonna use. It was like if I don't use the word Minnesota Vikings, if I just say Vikings, if I do all this stuff, and they own it all, everything, every aspect of it, and NFL does not allow. Like they don't do small business partnerships.
Shocking, right?
So, and they'd be all over it. I guarantee it. If I put anything up, it would be immediate.
That sucks.
But I did see these. I want to do these Lego posters. So they're like the flat brick pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw someone do one, and they look really sick.
Yeah, I see what you have on there now. I'm looking at it. You still have some good ones up. Like
I have decent ones up.
6 people have the Boy Meets World one in their cart.
Yeah, exactly. I just think, I don't think Boy Meets World will do anything.
What you need to do is create a website and have people buy straight from there.
True.
Obviously you don't have to do that now, but like,
yeah,
that would probably get. I mean, the likelihood of people, but it's also easier to be found on Etsy, obviously.
It is, yeah. And I think I'll probably start doing like Amazon.
It's a good idea too.
We'll see.
Yeah, nice. Well, I've decided that whenever if I want a poster at a certain amount of time, I'm gonna, pay you for that.
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, if I'm like, hey, can you make me a poster for my birthday or Christmas?
Exactly. Yeah.
But if I'm like, hey, I haven't even shared this with you, so I feel like this is a good. But like, if I'm like, hey, I want this by in the next 2 weeks, these 3 posters, I'll pay you what you get normally paid,
Yeah.
whatever the $10. So
yeah,
because I'm hopefully getting just a buttload of money and frames for my birthday from people, so I can start printing stuff. Oh, Jenna's going shopping. So anyway,
that'll be good.
Yeah. So you just been chilling out. Maddie got home.
Yeah.
You guys do anything fun or just hang out? Yeah, just hang out.
I guess the only exciting thing that happened is that I went to like get pictures while she was gone. I went to get pictures of her textbook that she forgot. And her roommate's cat had no food or water.
Oh.
The chick is like actually an animal abuser.
Really?
Completely neglectful. She's gone like the entire day, all the
Does
time.
Maddie feed the cat?
Maddie pretty much takes care of the cat fully.
Wow. So you
I
went
think
over.
she feeds in the morning. She like feeds him in the morning and probably at night. But anytime during the day, I don't know if Maddie does or if he just doesn't eat during the day. But she does all his kitty litter because she won't. The other chick won't ever do it. And like, she got pissed at her because she's like, I cleaned out his litter and he's out. Can you buy more? And she just liked it and left her on red. And then when I was over there, I fed. Yeah, so I got there completely dry. She went to Colorado for like 11 days. And Maddie had left on Wednesday, and I went there on like Saturday or something like that, or Friday.
Gosh.
No, it was Saturday. It was Saturday. So, and apparently there was someone that was going there, but
no food, no water.
no food, no water. The bag was pretty much empty. So I refilled it, and he ate half a bowl of food while I was there.
Oh my gosh.
So he was like starving.
Uh-huh.
And then I refilled it again, and then I went back the next day with Maddie when she got home on Sunday and used the rest of the food. And then she texted her because she had to pay her for utilities, and she's like, I'll pay you that minus the cat food, and I'll get the cat food. And she goes, no, he's okay.
Kid, no food.
No food.
That's wild, dude. You should report. And
the chick didn't come home till the next day at like late at night, and we were feeding the cat her Cheerios crushed up with little bits of like his treats.
So, will Maddie live with this girl next year?
But she's getting rid of the cat.
Who is?
The chick, the roommate.
Maddie should take it.
I would take it. I would be the one to take it.
Would you? Do you think you will?
If I can't get a dog, I think it's possible that I would take it, yeah.
Dude, that'd be lit. What's his name? I forget.
Oliver.
Oh, okay.
He loves me.
Speaking of Oliver, did I tell you this last week? Okay, so Brandon and Kayla, they had a cat. Keyword had. Named Oliver. Got a urinary tract infection, which is a common thing for like the vet does kind of not the best job of neutering or and so like their pee hole gets smaller and so it's harder to pee. So he was in a lot of pain. They took him to the vet. $3,000 to $5,000 to get surgery. Obviously, they don't have $3 to $5,000, so they had to put him down. So it was sad.
That is sad.
But we got their cat tree and Pogue loves it.
Yeah.
Like there's a picture I have that is actually one of the best pictures of Pogue. It's adorable. He looks like he's a hobbit.
That's adorable.
But then they also gave us their automatic scooping cat litter box. So like Poe goes in, does his business. If he poops a little bit later, it like pushes all of it to the side, and you don't have to refill it for like 120 times as he goes to the bathroom, all by itself.
That's crazy.
And it tracks how many times he's gone to the bathroom and like all this stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like $300, and they just gave it to us. So
that's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so oh, I should probably talk about what I did this week. I mean, this last weekend, I don't even remember what I did like Thursday. Oh, I'm trying to think. Yeah, nothing. Friday and Saturday we went to a youth conference. So I got this cool shirt. UIC, yep. Everything Youth Conference. It says like Jesus is everything on the back. It's cool. But I mean, essentially what it was is it was a Friday night and then all day Saturday from like 9 to 11 o'clock at night. I mean, it was like a typical camp kind of, just not, main sessions. They had small groups. There was free time. There was games. You could get coffee, drinks. There was snacks, things like that. So like the messages were sweet. Worship was sweet. I got to teach what's called a breakout session. You remember those from Beacon, about movies and faith, which was cool. It's the longest I've ever talked for, in front of a group of people. The first because I got to teach it twice. The second one was like 59 minutes. The first one I talked for like an hour 15. About it. I mean, kids ate it up. Over half the entire conference came to mine between both sessions. So it was cool. I felt very cool. And that was really fun. And then activity wise, like obviously it was more than just the activities, but the activities were sick. Because the church has a gym, Northwest Gospel Church. They rented roller skates. And so they turned it into like a disco roller rink. Which was fun. They had like a room, like a laser maze room type thing. They had a whole video game room with like 4 TVs, 2 projectors, and like Xboxes and Switches and GameCube and like all this stuff that people could just play video games. They had Gaga Ball, they had Spike Ball, they had a inflatable, the things where like it spins around, you have to jump over it. They had that. And then one of the coolest things they had a rage room. So it was like they built in the classrooms, they built these cinder block walls and then put walls around it, but not made out of cinder block. And then kids could go in, put like a hazmat suit on and like put headgear and like glasses on and stuff. And then take like plates and glasses and VHS tapes and just huck them at the wall and get out their rage, basically. Which was hilarious. I mean, just the funniest thing.
That's so cool.
I've never seen it done before, and so I was like, wow, this is sick. But I was up for 22 hours on Saturday. So I was tired. I was up at like 4:30 and went to bed at 2:30, so it was rough.
Yeah, that's wild.
So I've been tired, to say the least. Hence why I'm not doing anything other than playing a game tonight that I'm not running. But yeah, that was my weekend. Yesterday or last couple days, just been chilling. Jenna hung out Bright and Kayla. And then this weekend we're going to. Kayla is having a Galentine's with Jenna and like all like Michael William like all of our friends, like their wives, Kyle, Julia, and like Taylor Wolt or Taylor Austin now. And Jesse's wife and Michael Williams' wife and Ben's wife, I'm not gonna name all their names. But so they're doing that, and now we're gonna go out to like Top Golf and do some things.
Sweet.
So that'll be fun. I'm excited.
That'll be fun.
And then I'm gonna watch Outer Banks.
Me too.
All I'm gonna do. I was gonna DoorDash on Friday and yes tomorrow, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna watch the show. Jenna also wants me to wait to watch it with her, right? Okay. One, I'm like, Mike is gonna finish it before next Wednesday, probably. And then 2, she's like looking at the calendar. She's like, we wouldn't be able to start it till next Friday. I was gonna try. Right. I was gonna try and be like, I was gonna tell you, hey, let's talk about it in 2 weeks. So not next week, but the week after. So I can watch it with Jenna, and just be like, we'll watch 1 to 2 episodes a night and hopefully finish it in a week. And she's like, I won't be able to start till next Friday. I was like, dog, I was gonna try. I'm not trying. I'm watching it. I don't care. I'll watch it with you again. But like,
yeah,
you leave me no choice. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah, so I'm excited to do that. And of course, I'm gonna watch movies. But what's new? What's new? Pop culture moments. Not a lot, but there's
not a lot.
Some good stuff. So
yeah. So the XFL started.
I saw that.
Points to talk about. They're basically the St. Louis Battlehawks versus San Antonio Brahmas.
Was that the comeback?
Yeah, 15-3 comeback in 45 seconds.
Yeah, just the way.
So basically they scored, and then in the XFL there's no point after kicks.
Yeah.
You either do a 1-point conversion, a 2-point conversion, or a 3-point conversion from the 2-yard line, the 5-yard line, and the 10-yard line, or something like that.
Yeah.
And so then they went for 3, they got it. So then it was, 12-15, and then you can basically do an onside kick, or you can try to convert on 4th and 15.
That's such a good rule. That is the best rule.
It is so really good. Cool. It is really cool.
Because onside kicks are stupid.
Because they're pretty much impossible. So people were like, that's not equivalent at all. Like, it's way harder to get an onside kick. And it's like, yeah, that's the whole point. It's like not really that interesting. It's still really hard to get 4th and 15. It's just a lot more manageable.
Yeah, 4th and 15 is not possible. Some easy thing. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's just possible. And so it's like, I think it's way cooler.
That's awesome. I love that.
And then they went down and scored and won. And so that's basically the gist. But then I was going to go over the XFL, like, the rules that I think are, like, really, really sick.
Yeah, let's hear them.
So, yeah, I already talked about the 2-yard line equals 1 point, 5-yard line 2 points, 10-yard line 3 points. Defense is awarded the same number of points if they score on those.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. Kickoff. So the kickoff's interesting.
Yeah.
It's trying to eliminate touchbacks. And so basically now you kick off and both teams line up 5 yards apart from each other on the other side of the field. Mm-hmm. And the kicker is like alone at the back and they kick. And then once the ball gets caught or 3 seconds after it hits the ground, then play starts.
Yeah.
And they can move, which looks really sick. So it's supposed to, kind of, they're trying to eliminate touchbacks. I think that it'll allow for more opportunities for return touchdowns, just because I feel like they're so close. Mm-hmm. If they break through, they'll pretty much be gone, which will be cool. But it'll be hard to break through because they're going to be so stacked up right away.
Right.
And it will eliminate high speed collisions.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Real high speed.
Yeah. Yeah, so traditional onside kick, 4th and 15 conversion from the own 25-yard line. That's 4th quarter only also.
Yeah, you can't just do it.
Because
you would just do it every time otherwise.
Yeah, pretty much. So double forward pass. If a team completes a forward pass behind the line of scrimmage, that team may throw a second forward pass as long as the ball is not across the line of scrimmage, which is not a rule in the NFL.
You have to throw backwards.
If it's forward at all, even if it's behind the line of scrimmage, then that's your pass. You're done. So that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And then the first pass, if it goes forward, will be incomplete rather than a fumble.
Right.
Overtime consists of alternating attempts from opponent's 5-yard line. 3 attempts per team, 2 points per score until winner is decided.
That's good too.
That's sick.
It's also important to add that the XFL is in partnership with the NFL.
They're basically
testing things for the NFL.
They're testing rules, yes.
And if this,
I like all the rules, to be honest, and they looked like interesting games. I think I'll honestly probably watch them on Sundays.
Same. Like, why not?
It looks entertaining. But yeah,
I think it's
that's
fun.
all the rules.
It's cool. The funniest thing about the whole XFL thing is like The Rock being like, I was the 54th man. And then it's like, dude, they're in partnership with the NFL trying to make rules. Like it's not that deep, my guy. Like
I know.
I know there's a lot of people that deserve to play, which is cool, but like chill. Like it's okay. It's not that serious.
Yeah, for real.
So,
Yeah.
um, we can stick on the topic of sports. NBA All Star Weekend was this last weekend. Obviously, no one cares about the skills competition or really the 3-point competition. But first off, the dunk contest happened, and Matt McClung, high school phenom, he won the dunk contest. Great, he had some crazy dunks. He did some crazy stuff. But what are your thoughts on the dunk contest?
It's dead. It really doesn't matter.
I don't. I would rather. Here's the thing: if we're gonna put Matt McClung in the dunk contest, go get the best dunkers in the world, regardless if they play in the NBA.
Yeah, that's the thing. If there's not gonna be they already decided the players that stars are not gonna be in the dunk contest.
And then don't have it. I don't care.
Either don't have it or don't have it be players from the league, or have it be players from the league versus professional dunkers, or something like that. But make sure the professional dunkers are there, because yeah, in terms of just normal basketball players, they're not sitting there practicing dunks and you know thinking of creative new ways to dunk a basketball.
Yeah.
They reached the human limit of dunking a basketball.
Yeah.
Everything's getting repeated at this point. And so yeah, I mean, I haven't watched professional dunkers as of lately, but
Right. They have way more
at least
stuff.
at least a few years ago, they were still doing crazy new things.
They're always innovating dunks.
So
Yeah, it's just boring. Like everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, he saved the dunk contest." I'm like, not really. Not for
no,
me
he
at least.
didn't.
I don't care at all.
He almost made history eating all perfect scores, and his dunks weren't even that impressive.
The 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 540, which everyone flipped out about. Victor Oladipo did it like 5 years ago.
Yeah, and it wasn't that great. Like it's a good dunk, but
It
it's
was
like
great. Yeah, and like his best dunk was uh the over the two people off the backboard thing. Like that was his best dunk probably. But I thought the best dunk of the night was the dude that threw between his legs and caught it and windmilled it. I think that's more impressive than what he did.
yeah.
But then again. Also, fun fact, in like the mid 2000s, Kobe, Vince Carter, LeBron, and Tracy McGrady, probably 2005, 2006 maybe, were all offered $1 million to do the dunk contest, and they all turned it down. Why? That's so sad.
It is. It's stupid.
That would have been awesome. And then the All-Star game. Obviously, I didn't watch it, but there's a bunch of discourse online about it, of course.
Yes.
And what's the point of it?
There is none. There's no point to it.
It's just boring. Like, who cares? Like, they scored 180 points each. They shot 120 something threes between the two of them. There's a picture of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown playing, and then everyone else is just like
standing there.
Like, it's boring. Like, Kobe said it in an interview, but like, people used to watch the All-Star game because they want to see the best players in the world play the best pickup game in the world. And now it's like people play harder at UCLA when no one's watching than they do at the All-Star game.
Yep.
So I don't know how you fix it.
You can't, because it's complete. It's their pride.
It's also the middle of the season.
Yeah, that too.
So if you put it after, maybe you get a good pickup game. But there could be stakes.
Yeah.
I don't know. But NHL does it where it's like the winner that get home field advantage throughout the national, like the super whatever the game is, the NHL championship game.
Stanley Cup game.
Stanley Cup. They get home field, home court, home ice advantage. I don't know what to say. But yeah, NBA overall, NBA sucks.
It does suck.
It's quite boring, and it's still weird that the Celtics are the best that they have been in years, and I couldn't care less. Which sucks too, but
yeah, I can't even tell you like how like actually well they're doing, like what their record is or anything.
They're the number one team in the NBA. That's all I know.
42-17.
Yeah, like they're good, but
and I don't care. And
I'll
they're
probably
my favorite team. Yeah, I'll care once it's like
if
playoff.
they win the finals, I'll be like sweet. But I'm not gonna buy anything.
No, nope.
I don't think, at least. Anyway, NF announced an album, Hope, coming out April 7th. But he also released a song called Hope and a music video. Did you watch it? Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
like crazy. I watched a YouTube video of like a filmmaker who's worked out with like Netflix and all these other companies, and he reacted to it. He's like, "Holy crap! Like this is insane." It's a music video, you know. But what do you think of the whole? He's no longer this dark, you know.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because he's saying he's not Nate, right?
Right. Yeah.
He's saying that the dark him is Nate.
Right.
Which is weird. So
yeah.
like, who is he?
Nathan.
Like, what is? Yeah, does he think like is he Nathan now?
It's probably just a kid. He's probably just. It's like Nate's the character. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's obviously his name too, so it kind of.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting because obviously it's him and he's referring to himself as his normal name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as the negative parts of him.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, but because usually in his other songs, when he says Nate or whatever, he's talking to himself. It was like always a different character talking to him, whether it was like fear or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
right.
Doubt, anger, all that stuff. Always referred to him as Nate, and he always responded. But now he's referring to the old him as Nate, and now he's someone else. But yeah, it was really, really good.
It was really good. Yeah, there's a whole, discourse online about he's gonna lose fans if his stuff is like actually hopeful. Because it's not gonna be a ton, but like there's a certain sect of the internet that just wants this depressing kind of music. But most people who criticize,
which is interesting though, because he doesn't make depressing music. His whole thing from the very beginning has just been real music.
Right. And it's just what he's going through.
Like that's like how he branded himself. He didn't even brand himself as a negative artist. He just branded himself. He was literally NF real music, as in like being real. So, I don't know. I feel like he's got a lot of fans that are like a lot of. I feel like his fans especially are super like cult following kind of. Like they know everything.
Yeah, it's true.
So they like know that he's been going through like a narrative this whole time.
But the fans that are more casual in the sense of like the Christian fans that are more casual but don't like how either repetitive some of the themes are like, oh, this is everyone's like, he's amazing, but I don't connect with it because it's always this type of, but he's very different. Like this, so I'm excited.
It was really cool. There's a lot of Easter egg stuff in the video that were sick.
Yeah.
The production was wild.
Yeah, it was great.
All the lyrics were insane. He's falling into the mansion and then playing mansion was so sick.
The opening the doors, the balloons, and his dad. Yeah, or I think his dad.
Well, yeah, his dad.
Yeah.
Or older him. I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but still, it's very
from the
cool.
other music video though. Yeah.
Yeah, very very cool. Exciting. Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon reportedly has a runtime of 3 hours and 20 minutes. I'm not gonna complain.
No, it is long though.
That's
It is.
really
It's
long.
really long.
That's like Avatar: The Way of Water long. I think, right?
Yeah.
2 hours 12, so it's longer than Avatar.
That was only 2 hours and 12 minutes.
3 hours 12, sorry.
Oh, 3 hours. I was like, that was 2 hours and 12 minutes, dude. That was movie's even worse than I thought.
That's funny. Um, yeah, so I mean, I don't remember when I don't think there's an actual release date yet, but
I don't think so. I think it's just this year.
It's Martin Scorsese directing. It's Leonardo DiCaprio, Brandon Fraser's in it, Robert De Niro's in it, Jesse Plemons is in it, like Lily Gladstone. It's gonna be good.
It is gonna be good.
Martin Scorsese's amazing. Like I just can't. It says May. So and he's done Shutter Island. He's done all these movies that are great.
And he does a lot of he did a lot of Robert De Niro.
He did Raging Bull,
which I watched this week.
Yeah, and we watched Taxi Driver, which he did as well,
with Robert De Niro as well.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm excited. Should be good. Zach Galifianakis will star as Pleakley in Disney Plus live action Lilo and Stitch remake. What do you think about that?
I don't know how much budget. Like I just don't know how high quality Disney Plus non-franchise like Star Wars, Marvel,
right,
live action stuff's gonna be. And it's gonna be like the movie quality level, and those are never good. And animated Lilo and Stitch is 5-star, so
that's true. That's great. I love it.
Kind of hesitant.
Of course, and I just don't know. Also, I forgot to add this. They are making a live action How to Train Your Dragon.
I did see that. That I'm excited for.
I was like, no, because why remake something so amazing already? But the creator, director, writer of How to Train Your Dragon animated is working on this one, which it makes that immediately changes my mind. Because if the original is like, yeah, let's do this thing,
Yeah, exactly.
the likelihood of it being true to what it was and good goes way up.
I really want it. What I want it to be is because I just don't want it to be a remake. That's boring.
Yeah.
If you just remake it, everything's the same vibe, all that. No, you take the story, you take the world, and you make it live action because inherently live action and animated should be very different.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're dealing with Vikings and dragons, it should be intense. And I don't think I don't think Toothless should have as much of a personality per se. Like he shouldn't be like as smiley and cute as he is in the movies.
Right.
I would surely hope not. Like they can still they can change his traits to be like similar but different. Like he can still be loyal and he can still like show emotion, but it should be the emotion of like it should be less personified.
Dog, he's gonna be played by Tom Holland.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah, he is.
What's his name?
Go gosh. Hiccup.
Yes. No, but way more excited for that than Lilo and Stitch remake. So, the Marvels first poster came out.
Yep, saw that.
This movie, I have a feeling, will be good.
Really?
Just my hunch. Monica Rambeau's great. Okay. Like, she was great in WandaVision. Miss Marvel, not my target audience, but this will be a PG-13 movie. So the character, is great. And then I don't know who the Marvels trailer. Did I say Miss Marvel? I might have said Miss Marvel. Oh no, the Marvels. Yeah,
No,
so the
you
Marvels,
said the
is written by not the same person who wrote the first Captain Marvel. And have you seen Candyman?
No.
Well, she wrote Candyman too, or directed Candyman. So, like, I'm excited. The poster's really cool. I hope we just get a trailer soon. So,
yeah.
But Outer Banks renewed for season 4 already. That tells you a lot, I think.
I think it could.
Because historically,
I honestly don't think that it has to be good. Well, I mean, when you're at season 3, I really don't think it has to be good to renew for season 4. Then if season 3 flops, because it won't flop enough.
No, it's a
when
cult.
you had when you've had 2 successful seasons, you don't really have to gamble. Like you're not waiting for season 3 to get reviews.
Right.
You just don't need to. So,
but they did have a screening and things like that. So, but yeah, it's exciting. Like we said before, we're excited to watch it. We'll review it next week.
Yep.
Because it's man, I'm so excited. Apparently Tom Holland will have the lead role in the Kang Dynasty, which is a W. I love that.
He did.
Huh?
He did.
He dead? Oh yeah.
Last time there was a lead role in the ending film, what happened to him?
Technically, Kang Dynasty is the Infinity War, so.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he's the lead at that point, he's the lead of the Avengers.
I also think the way that things are going, that Secret Wars will have symbiote Spider-Man Tom Holland. That's what I think, which would be awesome.
That would be cool. And
then, did you watch this trailer?
No.
It looks so. The premise of it is like, so in Everything Everywhere All at Once, where Ki Kwan was like, in another life, I would have loved to just do laundry with you or something like that.
Yeah.
This movie, Past Lives, is like that. So it's 2 Korean people who were best friends, kind of like couldn't be separated, like loved each other, boy and girl. And then they separate, and then it's about them rekindling their relationship 25 years later. And the girl's married, and then it's like them, and it looks back on his life, like what their life could have been together. And it looks like this just emotional. It's A24. It looks like it's gonna rip your heart out, like be really like probably top movie of the year. So
right.
I'm really excited for it.
Exciting.
Yeah, you have to watch the trailer after. But okay, our top five is one of the more interesting top 5s we've done in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought of it, but we're doing top 5 movies that we think that we've seen that the other person, like, we want them to see really badly,
Yeah.
And so this can do with rating, or it can do with how much you love the movie. It's kind of both. But yeah, so do you wanna go first?
Sure.
Okay. Got
number 8.
3 honorable mentions and 5 top 5, obviously.
Yep, number 8, first honorable mention. Manchester by the Sea.
Hey, it's on my list to watch this week. Manchester.
Yeah. It's really sad, so good luck.
Did you cry in it?
I think I'm pretty sure I did.
It's like one of those like really, really sad ones.
Really, really sad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Manchester. It's on my. I make a list every week of movies I try to watch during the week. Obviously, things happen, but like like yesterday I was supposed to watch There Will Be Blood, but I didn't get time for it. But today I'm gonna watch Raging Bull. Hopefully that's the goal. But I think Friday or Saturday I'm gonna watch Manchester by the Sea in the morning. So, my number 8 is so tough, but I ironically at number 8 I have 7. I recent watch, but like,
yep,
right up your alley. Incredible movie. Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. I mean, it's good. It's really, really good. So
I'm going to have watched it anytime now because I mean, I'm like I said, I'm going through HBO.
Mm-hmm.
and it's on there. So there's like, I want to say like 8 to 10 movies left on there.
Right.
Just going through it.
It's solid. So.
My number 7, I have How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
There you go.
My favorite rom-com.
Rom-com. I obviously hear it's a respectable favorite rom-com.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're a rom-com guy.
I
am not a rom-com guy.
Yeah.
And I love this movie. Like, I watched it and it was great.
I'm like a rom-com guilty pleasure guy. I'd much rather watch a probably now. Like, I used to watch the worst rom-coms when I was bored.
Yeah.
Like in high school and college. Now I'd rather turn on something better, but like I do need to watch that. I need to watch that and When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
I
need to watch that too.
Yeah, so at number 7, I have Warrior. The brothers MMA movie.
On the list.
It's good. It is. I mean, that's on HBO too, I think. So
yeah, it's on my watch list.
I feel like every good movie with two brothers has to be watched by us. Because I mean, it's just not relatable in the sense that like these guys are, the story's not relatable.
Isn't the story like they end up fighting each other?
Yeah, but like they were kind of distant from each other in this whole thing. But
yeah,
and that's not obviously true. But still, it's like you feel it. So
yeah,
Warrior's great.
Yeah, number 6, I have a duo. I have Blade Runner 2049 and Blade Runner.
You've seen both of those? When'd you watch those?
Well, I've seen Blade Runner 2049 a couple times, and then it was quite a while ago. We were talking about it for the podcast, and then
we didn't.
The first one.
Yeah. Because I was gonna watch the second. We were gonna watch the second one for the movie of the week, but I hadn't seen the first one, and
I hadn't seen the first one,
and it makes sense with the first one apparently.
Yeah, but I'd already seen the second one.
Yeah,
just like it was like on TV or something like that.
Oh, okay.
I watched it, and then it was around that time, like a week or so later, or 2 weeks.
That was like
December
of 2021.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was over a year ago. No, I really want to watch those. The second one's supposed to be just phenomenal.
The second one is phenomenal.
Um,
and I put them together just because it's like, consensus from everyone that they just go together. They're basically one movie.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
At number 6, I have Peek and Boots, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Just waiting for somewhere to watch it.
Like, it's nowhere near as good as. I mean, it is really good. I have it like a 4.5 stars, so like it's good. But I mean, it's not in the realm of these movies that I have on here. But it's just amazing. It's just so fun to watch. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
My number 5, I have Grand Budapest Hotel.
Is that Wes Anderson?
Yep.
Yeah.
Great colors, cinematography. It's so good.
Yeah. What's the one? There's one of those that's like, there's a movie like that people like hate. It's not Grand Budapest, but
that's similar to
it's what? It's similar. I just got the same vibe for me.
To Wes Anderson.
Yeah, it might be Wes Anderson. The French Dispatch. That's the one. People like people.
That's like recent.
Some people like it, and some people like hate it. Blake Cravell has that at 5 stars, but yeah. Anyway, so
interesting.
Grand Budapest Hotel. I'll have to watch it.
Grand Budapest Hotel is definitely 5 stars.
Okay. This is 5. We're at 5.
Yeah.
I have Babylon.
I watched Babylon.
You did?
This week.
You didn't write it down on your thing.
I watched it yesterday.
Oh no! Wait, have you rated? Oh, you do have it rated.
I
Okay.
rated it yesterday.
Okay. Then The Father. I'll say The Father.
Yeah. I
I
watched it
just
yet. No.
I was okay. Well, I'm glad you watched Babylon, but we'll have to talk about that later. Anyway, The Father. I'll say The Father. It's like it is. The Father operates as a psychological thriller.
That's crazy.
It's wild, and it's also so sad.
Figure.
It's so sad. So okay, go ahead at number 4.
I was confused by this one. I thought you'd seen it, but Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Never seen it.
That's an awesome movie. That's Wes Anderson again.
That is Wes Anderson. Yeah, I haven't. I almost watched it like a couple days ago, but I didn't.
But yeah.
My number 4. I am surprised you haven't seen this, but The Departed.
Yeah, I've not seen it.
The Departed. No, this movie's great. I think this is Martin Scorsese as well.
Yeah.
But it's Leo, it's Mark Wahlberg, it's Matt Damon, who I love. And it's a couple of Robert De Niro, I think maybe in this movie.
Probably.
No, not Robert. It's Jack Nicholson, who's just as good. So, yeah, that's such a must watch. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Anyway.
My number 3 is Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Ben Stiller starring, directed.
Yeah. That's
really good.
There's always a movie, right, that someone thinks is like top tier, like 5-star, close to perfect, that no one else really thinks is, that's that movie for you. For me, it's Real Steel.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yes, the movie's good, it's really good, but like,
yeah, I'm trying to remember what it's rated on Letterboxd. But yeah, definitely. I think it's
one of your favorite movies of all time.
It is.
And like people love it, but
it's like under 20.
Brighton thinks it's a 2.5. Sad.
I don't trust him.
But people that I follow, like TikTok, it's like 4 stars, 4 stars, 3.5. So it's like, but you're like 5. You love it. So that's great.
Yeah.
That was 3, right?
Yep.
If you say you've watched this, I'll be frustrated. I don't know, because I don't think you have. I checked. Okay, good. Still on your watch list. Prisoners.
No, I've not watched it.
That's like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Like you're talking 3 stellar acting performances. Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Paul Dano. And so it's intense, it's sad, it's such a good movie.
Yeah.
Such a good movie. Oh man.
Speaking of Paul Dano. I just recently moved up Little Miss Sunshine.
Really?
I put it to 4.5 and then moved it up quite a bit. I don't remember where it landed, but I think it's not like insanely high still, but
right.
It moved up quite a bit, to be completely honest. Right now it's at 132. And so it's like around, Crazy Stupid Love, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, The Hobbit, Unexpected Journey, Gravity.
Yeah.
The first John Wick, I Am Legend.
And these
are around all these movies.
Those are like movies that you love plus think are good, not just the best movies.
Yeah, these are just my movies ranked. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The mixture of these are your favorites, not what you think is the best made.
Yes.
Because you have like 2001 in the hundreds, and obviously it's.
Exactly. It's 2001 is definitely
probably
one of the best made movies ever.
It's one or two in my opinion. I have it at 1, but
yeah, I would say it's 2.
For context of Micah's list and why I Am Legend is next to Little Miss Sunshine, which I'm saying Little Miss Sunshine is way better than I Am Legend for context.
Yes,
but enjoyment wise, they're both great.
Yeah, it's a mix of how good it is, how much it means to me, kind of what I felt when I watched it, how much I could rewatch it, how much I'd want to rewatch it.
Of course. Yeah, I'm still working on that list right now.
Yeah, I was literally just like going through my list this morning because I finished Taxi Driver this morning and then was ranking it and putting it in its spot or whatever, and I was adjusting stuff, and then I was like, it's like, this movie was actually like really enjoyable. Like, it was kind of just like comforting, like their dysfunction. Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
like,
right? Or I was gonna say, Taxi Driver, comforting.
Definitely not comforting. Definitely dysfunction though.
Yeah. Movie's wild. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number two.
I
have Raging Bull.
Wow, recent. That good, huh?
Oh, it's up there, dude.
Yeah, it's great.
I don't know if you looked at my list recently.
I did. You have it like in your top 10, don't you?
It is at 11.
11, yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, you have to talk about it. Obviously, you can't spoil it because I do want to watch it. But
exactly. Yeah.
At 2, I have probably the best slow burn movie ever. 12 Angry Men. I watched it in college for a college class. And I mean, everyone in my class was like, "This was boring. This sucked," and I was like, "This was amazing. What are we talking about? Like, this is so good." It's just 12 dudes in a room for an hour plus, and yeah, it's one of the best screenplays ever written. Amazing movie. So
crazy.
Yeah.
And then number 1. I'm curious what your number 1 is.
I'm gonna try to guess.
I feel like mine is probably pretty easy.
Probably not, because I'm not in your let's see, lists. Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead. I think it's Eternal Sunshine.
It is.
Yeah, Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah. That is also on my list to watch this week. Yeah, this weekend I'm gonna watch it. I had a friend text me about it the other day. He goes, "Have you seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "It's amazing. You should watch it." So,
it's really good.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a couple things that I guess it could be for you. I don't know if you'll do it again. Oh man.
Are you looking at the greatest movies of all time, or?
I am, but
okay.
I already had like ideas. One is like one of the greatest movies of all time that you might say I need to watch, and then the other one is After Sun, because I still haven't watched it.
Also, it is After Sun.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
I didn't know if you're gonna do it because like you already,
what haven't you
seen?
Venmo me. What haven't you seen?
Godfather.
You haven't seen The Godfather?
No.
Dang. Yeah, you gotta watch that too. I didn't know that. I guess I didn't check. I kind of just figured you'd seen it.
Yeah,
because it's also it's not on your watch list either. So,
is it not?
No.
It's in my list, my notes list. Now it's on my watch list.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, that updated quick. I'm not gonna lie, that updated really quick. That's nice.
It did?
Yeah, it obviously refreshed when I clicked on the movie, but like that was pretty quick. That's pretty good.
That was still pretty fast.
No, After Sun. Because I do think like everyone loves After Sun. Everyone that watched After Sun is like, this is the best movie last year. But for me, it is like, it's perfect. I connected with it, not relatably, but like it just like was one of the most beautiful. I think you'll have it up there. It's one of your favorites ever too.
Probably. I love emotional movies, so.
And it's just this, methodic kind of doesn't reveal itself, beauty, kind of purity. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So obviously I want you to watch The Godfather because like it's The Godfather. But
yeah, I knew it was gonna be After Sun unless because I'm like
already gonna watch it.
I'm like basically watched it,
Yeah.
because like you already gave me it as a present to watch it, and I was just waiting for Maddie.
When are you guys gonna watch it? Tonight?
Probably tonight.
Okay, then I'll send you money today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you rent it on, I need you to send the link.
Okay.
Actually, what we should probably look at what the easiest to rent on versus
I think it's on Apple, but that wouldn't be the easiest for you to watch.
No. You can do Redbox.
Does Redbox have digital?
You can sign up. Here, I'm just gonna sign up and get one free DVD rental. All right, I'll do this. We'll do this after. Okay. Yeah. After Sun, that would actually be so good if we got Redbox and there's unlimited movies, and then if we wanted to rent a movie as a movie of the week, we just share. That's so smart. Anyway, sorry. Moving on. Draft time.
Draft time.
Draft time. What is
that? We gonna spin for the first pick?
Yeah, we should.
It's MCU movies draft.
Yeah. So, do you want me to get the wheel? Wheel.
Yeah.
Spinner. Picker wheel, is that? Oh, this is different. Whatever. Where's the one I used to use? It's dumb. Wheel of names. I think this is it. Oh yeah, this is it. Micah. Rye. Okay, now copy. Paste. Okay. Share your screen. Wait, yeah, right? Share screen. Okay.
All right.
We will click the names of who's going first.
No.
Yes! We out here. Okay. Goodness gracious. Okay.
Bye that movie.
It's not that tough. This will be one where it's like I'll post this one because votes actually it'd be fun to see who actually no one's gonna get a bad movie here because
No, I'm thinking of taking Dark World.
I'm taking Quantumania. What do you mean? Okay, I'm gonna go with, of course, I'm gonna go Infinity War. I think it's the best Marvel movie.
Oh yeah.
It's great. Easy pick there. So,
all right, my turn.
Yep.
What we doing here? This one's difficult.
It is difficult because yeah.
This one's more difficult. Oh gosh.
I know exactly where I'm going with what you don't pick.
I feel like I gotta steal the fanfare.
But then you'll give me the greatest duo ever assembled.
Yes, true. I still gotta do it though.
Yeah.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
That's fair. No surprise here. I'm gonna go Endgame. That duo it's Kobe Shaq right there. Jordan Pippen.
All right, I'm taking Winter Soldier.
That's a great pick. I might as well put the Avengers in front of those. Okay, there's a couple places I could go. But I think I'm gonna take Captain America Civil War, which is actually my second highest rated.
Really?
Yeah. I have Infinity War, then Civil War. So,
I'm taking Thor Ragnarok.
That's a great pick. Brighton sent me his list yesterday, his MCU list, and he had Thor Ragnarok like late 20s.
For what reason?
He says he hasn't watched it in a while, so he doesn't remember.
Interesting.
But okay. This is tough. Do I just I feel like I know what you want, but I don't know.
There's two. There's two categories I want left that have like 2 movies each.
I know.
So I will get whatever I want, really.
If I know what I'm gonna take here, and then depending on what you do, I'm gonna go Guardians of the Galaxy though.
Okay, so that was one of mine.
Of course.
And since that's the same category, I don't want you to take the other one and leave me without this category. And so I'm gonna take Black Panther.
I didn't think you were gonna take Black Panther. What do you mean same category? Loved by everybody?
Very popular.
Yeah.
And then now I have my other category that still has 2 movies. But if I would have taken from this other category first, you would have taken Black Panther, and then I would have been stuck with the same type of movie.
Okay.
Same reason why it's good and why it should be drafted.
I think I know what you're thinking in terms of category. I will say the movie I want in my heart is Far From Home because I love Far From Home, but I'm gonna take the original Avengers.
Stacked up the
Avengers for sure. And then I'm gonna get I think
you can guess it. I am ready to paste it in.
It's got to be the OG, right? Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yep, the original Iron Man, the start of the MCU.
And I will say those 8 right there. But we took 10 movies, right?
Yep.
All those 10, besides Black Panther, are in my top 10. The only one is Far From Home is at 8. So.
Yeah, I think I agree. But everything besides Black Panther. I think we have a unanimous decision that Black Panther is not in our top
10. It's still good culturally wise. It's amazing, but what do you have Far From Home in your top 10?
No, I do not.
What's in your top 10 that's not those? Is it Shang-Chi or Werewolf by Night?
It could be. I'm not considering Werewolf by Night.
Okay.
Otherwise it would be.
Okay.
Because that's like that thing was good.
Yeah, it was great.
It could be I liked Homecoming a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean Homecoming's great too.
So. Homecoming, Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Multiverse of Madness a lot, but that's not going to be in my top 10.
Right. I have like 18 Multiverse of Madness. I have Black Panther better than Multiverse of Madness, even though I probably like Multiverse of Madness better.
I think I'd have Multiverse of Madness above it.
Yeah, I haven't looked at this in a while though, so I guess technically I added Quantumania. All right, moving on. We're cruising through this episode. I'm kind of glad that we don't have a lot to talk about because we can talk about these movies. What have we been watching?
Oh, you finally watched. Oh, nice.
I did.
You finally watched it.
I'll go through mine first. Just I don't have as many, and there's a likelihood we'll talk about a couple of yours more. So, I watched, starting from worst to best. I watched Fall. It was a movie. It
was a movie.
It did its job. I haven't rated it or anything like that yet, but it did its job. It was suspenseful. It was stupid. They made dumb decisions.
Fall is 47 meters down in the sky.
Yeah. And it's like these movies are just the worst friends. The premise starts because they're rock climbers. These 2 girls and then this one girl and her boyfriend or whatever. And he falls off like El Capitan or something like that, like while they're with them. And so she watches him fall to his death. And then her friend's like, we should climb this tower. And then she's like, you're a wimp. Come on. We should just do it. I'm like, you're the worst friend in the world, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, is this an accurate review? OMG, can they just fall already?
Yeah, it's an accurate review.
2 stars.
Movie sucks. I don't know what I would rate it.
I would do an epic backflip and break my neck.
That's what I wanted to do while watching.
We nearly died spreading my husband's ashes. Not clickbait. Gone wrong. Featuring Jesse Pinkman and Walter White.
Yeah. 47 meters up. That's what that's what it is.
47 meters up.
Anyway, so it wasn't good. Then I watched Dog, starring Channing Tatum and a dog. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I'm not gonna lie. You know, this Channing Tatum's former military in the movie. He's trying to bring his best friend's dog to his funeral because he died in combat, and so. I mean, there's a lot of the movie where they're in Portland, Oregon, and like
that's interesting.
They encapsulate Portland, Oregon, and it was weird. But I mean, the moments with the dog were heartfelt and sad, and it was good.
Yeah,
so,
that's good.
Better than I thought. I finally watched Encanto, saw what the hype was about. It was good. I really did enjoy it.
It's solid.
The music's great. The story's great. Fun.
Like really fun magic.
Yeah, the concept was great. Like it was a great movie. I really, really enjoyed it. And so yes. I don't know what I would rate it yet. I have it like a 4.5. It's not a 5-star movie. Because there are things that are like Disney projects or Pixar that are clearly better than Encanto.
Yep.
But like Coco, similar type vibe. But Coco's just better. In my opinion. So, and then I watched The Father, heartbreaking movie about a guy losing his mind, and it plays like a psychological thriller, and it was interesting and it was crazy. So it was great. There's a reason I said you should watch it. So,
yep. That was on.
It's on.
What, Stars? Is that
Stars, yeah, which I have, and Showtime right now for some reason. So.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to watch it then before it goes away.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So for me, I'll start off with Dodgeball.
Have you seen it before?
I hadn't seen it before.
You hadn't seen it before? It's great in the sense of like it's so fun, great. But it sucks.
Obviously, yes.
If you dodge a wedge, you can dodge a ball.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies. So nothing really else to say about it.
Yeah. The ending scene's the worst thing ever. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Not gonna say what it is, but if you've seen it, you know. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From there, I'll go to Gravity.
Okay.
It was good. It was really good.
Sandra Bullock, George Clooney, right?
Yep. And it was nominated for, I think it was Academy.
Yeah, an Oscar.
Yeah. And yeah, it deserved it. It was good. It was really good. Super suspenseful. It wasn't too long. Filled time really well. It was just, they did a really good job of layering everything, because obviously there's not much to work with. The whole concept,
right,
getting stranded in space is essentially what it is,
right,
and trying to survive. And so there's not a whole lot you can really do with that, and they do a good job of like layering different kind of like moments of like self-reflection and growth and things like that.
That's cool.
Kind of around like it's like an accelerated character arc through like dying, basically. It's like when people talk about, if you knew Or like the Jim Carrey interview when he was in Hawaii, and his publicist or manager or whatever told him that there was a nuke that was gonna hit Hawaii in like 10 minutes, and he sat there, and it completely changed his life. 10 minutes. So it's like that. So the whole movie takes place over 3 hours.
Yeah.
Of time, and where she's essentially just trying to survive.
Gotcha. That's cool.
So it was good. I liked it.
Nice.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Have you seen Nobody?
No, I've almost watched it a couple times.
I loved it.
It's just like,
but like really good.
Pure action, right?
Pure action, but like amazing.
Yeah. What'd you rate it?
Character's really cool. I want to say like 4.5 stars.
Wow.
Maybe 4.
Right.
Yeah, 4 flat.
Okay.
But like
that's still a good movie. Yeah.
It's really not reflective of how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think the story is much cooler than like any other movie similar. It's better than James Bond 007, John Wick, where they're like, he's a certified killer.
Yeah.
No, it's way cooler. He's like settled down, and he gets into like his whole story at the kind of towards the end. But he settled down. He saw someone. He settled down. The dude made him jealous or whatever. He wanted what he had, so he quit his life. And basically, he's military.
Oh, okay.
And like top tier, and so he just called like an auditor, right? That was his military position, was an auditor, because it's the last person you want to see come to your door.
Oh, that's lit. That's tough.
And his name is literally like nobody. His name is nobody.
Oh.
In terms of record, like government record, he is nobody.
Interesting.
That's his name. And so it's a hard backstory.
Yeah.
And then him being like settled down and like all this stuff. And trying to be normal, and then he like flips a switch. The whole premise is basically like him, his whole life he's waiting to not be normal anymore, because he's like, people always told him he was never going to be able to be normal. He's too much of a brain killer.
Right.
And he's like, yep. And so it's about him reaching his limit and becoming that again.
Interesting. That's cool. I'll have to watch
sick.
It.
They set it up for a second one too, which so down for.
So down. That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What's next? Babylon. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about Babylon.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
In terms of, I really liked what it was about. And I loved like the meta commentary on film through a film.
Yeah.
It was a bit much at times.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, about certain things.
The whole beginning, and then one time towards the end of the movie.
Yeah.
The one towards the end of the movie is like really a bit much. When
with Tobey Maguire
takes him,
to like that underground thing.
The levels of Yeah,
that was a lot, obviously.
Like the first level fine, second level was not fine. Third level was fine.
I did enjoy that it was very much like it wasn't like, oh, the movie industry is so perfect. Like it was like, nah, this is terrible.
It was definitely cool. It was obviously using all of those things that were like a bit much were like supposed to be like, this is how awful the film industry is.
What do you mean bit much in the beginning?
Just the unnecessary amount of everything.
Yeah, I get that, but that is what it was like. So, like,
yeah, I get that.
Like the opening,
it's just like I just didn't need to like see some of it. You just definitely didn't need to see.
Yeah,
the whole party itself is like a bit much, but it's like whatever.
But the focus on Margot Robbie when she enters is like so good.
Yeah,
like her dancing through the whole thing, and then the conversation with Diego Calva, like.
It is really good. I'd say the unnecessary part of the beginning is the elephant part, where he absolutely pooped all over this dude for like an unnecessary amount of time.
So I was like, what?
It was just like,
hell?
And I'm like, Are we done?
It was
Are
a
we
lot.
done?
That was a lot.
And then right after that, when it skips up to the party, and then it's the fat dude and the girl.
Yeah. I mean,
I was
there's
like, yeah, that's no.
it's a
Didn't need
lot.
that.
It's a lot. Not recommended for any student. Please don't watch this movie. Okay. The Margot Robbie scene in obviously the beginning one's really good, and that conversation where he's like, I just want to be a part of something bigger. Amazing. The scene where she's like they're in the desert and she's like doing that one bar scene. Awesome.
Yeah, that's a great, yeah.
And the one where they're in the studio and the guy dies.
Yeah.
Also great. It also was funny too.
Yeah.
But what did you think of the end? The ending?
Super good. The only thing is that for me, it was disappointing.
Okay.
People made it really big, and I saw edits of it and the music that was put over it, and I think people added their own stuff to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I thought it was gonna be like way
Bigger.
bigger and like soup, and I think it should have been, but it was, I
It
think if I
probably
would have
because you
seen
saw
it with
edits. Yeah.
with nothing, I think I would have thought it was great, but I feel like it needed more like orchestral weight, but I get that the music was what's it, Sydney, is that his name?
Yeah.
Was him on the
Yeah.
trumpet. So like there's not really, you're not gonna have the whole orchestral
Mm-hmm.
weighted music in the
For
background, but
sure. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any preconceived notions going into it, so I just got to simply experience it. Which is why I told you it's one of the best endings in a movie, and
I still agree.
it still encapsulates what it encapsulates is like how powerful and beautiful movies are, which is
Yeah,
obviously
like, well, the whole movie is like film, and the film industry suck. Film industry is horrible.
mm-hmm.
It's all these awful people. But look what it made.
But look what it made, yeah. Which is like that's the whole thing. It's like
And so
yeah, it
yeah,
sucks.
the I saw someone like, it's basically the movie is like, is it worth it? That's like the entire movie. It's a completely interpretive. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
is it worth it? So they tell you like, you see all these great
Yeah,
things that happen, and then you see all the bad things that happen, and you're like, is it worth it?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's up for
And it's
people to decide.
for people to decide.
Yeah. And I mean that's one of the main things I talked about this weekend when I was doing my whole thing. I was like, the Bible tells us, like Paul says in like Philippians, like whatever is true, whatever is beautiful, whatever is pure, whatever is honorable, whatever is commendable, and it goes. The list goes on. And he's like, think about these things, and I was like, are you telling me you watch a movie and you're not seeing these things? And they're like, you're right. And so, um, that's why I love movies. But
Yeah.
um, yeah,
Um,
it's a great movie. Oh, are you on the Diego Calva train with me too?
he was the best part
He's
of the
so
movie
awesome, dude. I love him. Anyway, okay.
by far, which is impressive.
In because Margot Robbie and Brad Pitt were also good.
Yeah, and he stood out like
Yeah,
a lot.
a lot. Exactly.
Raging Bull.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
It's also a brother movie.
Oh, is it
Um,
really?
yeah, it's got what, I don't remember his name. It's the Home Alone dude,
Oh, interesting.
and it was really cool to see him in a normal role.
Mm-hmm.
And he was really good. Let's see. Not gonna give me a cast option. I gotta go to IMDb.
No, there's
Um,
cast.
Mine didn't show up.
Oh, here I'll find it.
Um, right here, Joe Pesci. Pesci.
Oh, that
It's
guy.
yeah, it's the short robber.
That's probably interesting to see him not in Home Alone.
And he was really good. Like
Okay.
really good. He was really good. And then obviously Robert De Niro. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so yeah, I mean, it was a super good movie. I will say like the what makes it really good is not how good of a sports movie it is.
Okay.
It's how much of the not a sports movie it is.
Gotcha. Makes
The
sense.
whole like underlying theme is that this he completely, like, he pretty much hates himself.
Mm-hmm.
He does all these things to himself
Mm-hmm.
that negatively impact himself and the people around him,
Yeah.
to the point like, and then at the very end it's like, so it's like his life dwindling. It starts with him, he's like rising boxer, gonna be the best thing to happen in the Bronx and New York and all this,
Right.
and then it's ends, and it's the whole movie's him dwindling his life away with his choices.
Wow, that's cool. I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, some of the things are just like, you're like, dang, dude, why? Why'd you do it?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and he convinces himself of a lot of things. He'll just like say, that's one of the main things you'll notice. He'll say things, and
Mm-hmm.
he'll say them over and over again until he convinces himself that they're true,
Right.
and then he gets pissed about it. Yeah,
Makes sense.
and then lastly, the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Definitely like the greatest movie of all time.
Not gonna argue. It's that or 2001, and in terms of
Yeah.
like if you're talking story too, yeah, like just
It's amazing. I never watched it because I was always scared to watch it.
Uh-huh.
Because then I've watched it.
Yeah, and it's like, is it the best ever? Because everyone's like, it's the best ever.
Yeah, and you're like, is it gonna be the best ever? Is it gonna be am I gonna be disappointed? Am I gonna be disappointed that I now watched the best movie ever and now it doesn't get better?
Right.
I can't watch something as good as this,
Yeah, probably not.
And yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just there's something about it. I don't know what it is. I mean, I do. There's lots of things to it, but
Yeah.
absolutely like it's one of those, take your breath away type movies, but also there's so many layers to it. There's so many things to talk about. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard. But
um,
yeah. So good. It's so good.
yeah. But I saw you watched it, and I was like, I wonder where he's gonna put it in terms of, because I don't know what you put it as. Because what's your?
In my favorite movies, I put it's at 5.
Oh, okay, that makes that.
I love my top 10 right now. Interstellar, Whiplash, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, The Batman, Shawshank Redemption, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Good Will Hunting, Spirited Away, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and then Brother Bear.
It's good.
And
Mine are
then
not in order right now, so
Raging Bull right outside of it.
yeah.
Left.
This is the nice thing though, is like right now we're watching all the movies. And so it's like every new movie we're watching is like, well, this is going up there than the top,
Yeah.
25. But it's because we haven't I haven't seen Goodfellas. We didn't see Taxi Driver, I
I really want to watch A Few Good Men.
Yeah. There's tons you haven't watched Seven, which
the Green Mile.
There's tons,
So many.
Yeah, but oh, incredible movies. Speaking of incredible movies, what do you want to talk about Taxi Driver, and then we'll talk about the cluster of Ant-Man, or
yeah, let's do that.
Okay. We watched Taxi Driver. Martin Scorsese directed. It's basically the movie's about it's 1970s cab driver
New York.
in New York, and he just becomes basically kind of like a vigilante, kind of lawless man protecting a 12-year-old girl who is a prostitute. So if that tells you anything about the movie, obviously we watched it, but if you were a student listening to this, which I doubt you are, but don't watch it until you're 18. Okay, thank you. Listen to your parents. But what do you think?
It was good, yeah.
It was great. Like I have it 5 stars, but
yeah, me too.
Definitely like, whoa.
It is definitely whoa. It's really good though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Mm-hmm. Because it is dark and gritty, and like the concept itself is just like, oh my gosh, like this is wild, But it is probably was a reality back then.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting the ending either.
Yeah, the ending.
I was like, what is going on? But Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the score was amazing. Obviously, the cinematography, the acting was great. Like, it just was such a good, well-made movie. Um, it's not like for me or anything like that. Like in terms of that type of thriller, kind of crime, whatever. You know,
Well,
like
yeah.
Seven is just I like better. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's rated 4.2
it's high.
on Letterboxd. It's really high. But
Really.
I saw a really interesting review. And it's really long, but
Uh huh.
um, because it's really popular for the action,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting,
Yeah.
and like the violence. And so this dude was like, find it strange that this movie is so popular. I see bros quoting it, quote unquote bros,
Film bro.
guys,
Film bros.
film bro,
Yeah.
and they always have this next to Goodfellas, The Sopranos, Entourage, and their favorite collection of movies.
Mm-hmm.
He says, as do I. I think a lot of people like it for the wrong reason. They like the violence and the guns and De Niro. But for me, this is a quintessential art house film, ambiguous in its meaning and meandering story with no plot in sight. Protagonist that has more psychological disorders than Edward Norton in Fight Club, and every character except the presidential campaign employees are completely effed up. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
not giving these bros enough credit. Maybe they feel just as lonely as Travis Bickle in this movie and offers some sort of escape into a fantasy world where they can take out their frustrations. Um, Simple but exceptionally challenging mission Taxi Driver accomplishes is making Travis Bickle a fully formed, unique, polarizing, and altogether fascinating character. Characterizes characters like Travis aren't written very often, and they do when they do pop up. Um, they said, i.e., Christian Bale, American Psycho, Gyllenhaal, and Nightcrawler. The film that surrounds them is usually less interesting than the character. With Taxi Driver, the movie itself is of Travis. They are fully intertwined and illuminate each other in ways that only great films can do.
I
Which I
don't
agreed. I
disagree.
agreed with. I felt like I liked it, and things that were most interesting were not his like gun setup and his like all those different things that
Mm-hmm.
other people like about it. I just thought it was the fact that he was like the whole time he was like deteriorating,
Yeah.
and then he finally like he's like a ticking time bomb basically. You
Mm-hmm.
talked about it the whole time. He's like, sometimes I feel like I'm too sick of it, like all these people, and I'm just gonna. And he's got like the same kind of like talk and philosophy and like
Mm-hmm.
mental issues of like people who are mass shooters and like
Yeah.
serial killers and stuff like that. And then he finally explodes and he goes, does whatever, and
Kills.
then is seen as a hero.
Yeah.
And so it's like that was like really interesting to me
It
because the
was
whole time
very.
I thought he was gonna kill what's his face, Palantine.
The president.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought too. But and yeah, he was seen, and he eventually went back to being a taxi driver.
Hmm.
I mean, you think he's gonna die, but
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
because I was
yeah.
like, how does he? Yeah, he just turns into this, you know. I was watching it. I was like sitting back. I was watching it in here, and I was like, "Is this dude Batman?"
I know.
Because I was like, just buys all these guns and just like
And it was hilarious too. Yeah, he's going to like get all the guns, and then
he builds
he's
like
got
the
like
contraptions.
everything. He's
Yeah,
just
it's
got
just
all of it.
um, but yeah,
Inner
not
inner monologues were really good too.
yeah, they were great.
In his diary or whatever. That was
Uh huh.
super cool.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. It was a slower. Yeah, the action wasn't what got me. Why I liked it. Like he
Which
shot
like I watched it. I can't see why all these people are like sick action movie
he shot like six people at
at
the end
and
of the
over like
movie.
a span of like 10 minutes max.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it was made in the 70s. The action wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't. You could tell it was made.
Like
It was an old movie.
I don't know. Like the dialogue was what was best, and just like you said, like the character. It was like it was. That's a great way to describe it. Like Gyllenhaal and Nightcrawler. Like dude's insane.
Yeah, basically like insane.
Um,
Like he's got something wrong in his head.
yeah, and so, but I enjoyed it a lot.
Me too.
So
Yeah.
if I have it in my greatest of all time list, obviously because I rated it 5 stars. I think I have it. I don't even remember. It's lower than where most people put it. Um, Actually, I haven't ranked it. I'd probably put it mid 40s, probably after Fight Club.
I mean, I have it decently low in my 2023 list. So
in my 2023 list, I have it at 13. So
it is. I actually might not have put it in my normal one yet. I don't think I did.
I have it worse than The Father and Sound of Metal and My Neighbor Totoro, but I have it better than Top Gun Maverick. So, I also watched Top Gun Maverick this week. I forgot.
I did see you update. I saw your updated thing. Yeah,
it's so good.
Yeah, it is.
I love it. So,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, Taxi Driver. Good.
Your time to shine now.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Okay. Where do I start? It sucked. Like people are like, this is the worst MCU movie. It's not. It's the worst written MCU movie by a large margin. A large margin.
Really?
Have you seen the encounter? So, gosh, should I just start at the beginning? I don't know where to start. This movie's a mess. Obviously, the beginning of the movie, Ant-Man's like this book guy. Oh, I'm writing a book. Oh, I'm so popular. And then they're having dinner, and Cassie says like something like, "Oh, we've been messing with this thing," and they go look at it. It's the quantum realm, like it's sending a signal to the quantum realm, and then Janet, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, Hank's wife, starts freaking out. Like, you can't mess with that. You don't know what's down there. You blah, blah, blah. Which also plot hole. Like when they sent Ant-Man down to get more Pym particles, she didn't care then. So makes no sense. So she's freaking out. She like knocks it off and it explodes and they all get sucked in. And like CGI was not the best. It wasn't the worst. Some people say it's like awful. Anyway, it wasn't that bad. But I mean, they keep saying like there's this guy, and Janet won't tell them who this is, which is stupid. Like we know who the villain is, and she's like, I can't tell you yet. I'll tell you later. And it was dumb.
That is stupid, especially when you revealed the main villain.
And then at some point, people who like started calling him the Conqueror because there's like people living there, like, and there's like everything's basically alive there, which a couple of things were funny, but like I don't know. And it was just boring. They go and they meet Bill Murray's character, who basically like lived down there, and he's this entity, whatever. And Janet just starts talking about how she shacked up with him in front of Hank. And it was like, hey, a girl has needs. And I was like, this is just trash, bro. What? And then he was like, oh, I went on a couple dates too. It was bad.
That sounds so awful.
Just you wait, okay? And it does cut back and shows us Kang meeting Janet, and it was kind of a cool sequence. Basically, his ship, he got exiled by the Kangs, okay, because he was going out killing everything, every universe. He's killing everybody, the Avengers, all that. And he goes, and they show how they meet, and she's trying to help him fix his ship, which is a multiverse time traveling type of machine. And then she realizes he's bad. It destroys it, and then it creates, and he's stuck there, essentially. And then she gets pulled out. And so they're back, and Kang captures, like, Scott and Cassie, and they're talking, and then he's like, I need your help to get my thing back down to normal size, because it was huge. So he could travel, And obviously we meet MODOK.
Yeah, it wasn't the best part of the movie, MODOK booty.
It was weird. Everybody, I did not laugh at all. Like, it was like, haha, funny. But like, also, so Ant-Man 1, I think it is. What's his name? Is it Ant-Man 1 or 2? Yeah, okay. Darren Cross, who was like the bee. That's MODOK. So when he died, he went into the quantum realm with his, like, cause he shrunk all weird. It was just his head, really big, and then Kang made MODOK. And so it's Darren Cross. And so there's that, and like he says a bunch of stupid things, and he's like, Scott's calling him Darren. He's like, don't call me Darren, I'm MODOK. Anyway, recording dialogue. Some of Kang's dialogue was really good. Like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't the best. It could have been a lot better, but like, it wasn't that bad. Very menacing. But MODOK was trash. Like, just the worst. And I'm having a hard time kind of remembering anything that happens because it was so bland until like the end. And the end sucked. So, they go to the end, and there's this huge, hologram beacon that Cassie sends out to all the people in the quantum realm, being like, "Come fight this guy. Come fight Kang." And Catherine Newton did a good job. The girl who plays her, but the writing was horrendous. There's a scene. And again, I have to preface with students what I say. I don't normally say. I'm just saying it because it was with the movie. Okay. MODOK got like injured, and he's like kind of dying-ish. He's like laying down, he's stuck, and Cassie's standing there talking to him, and he's like, "What do I do? What, like I want to fix I want to fix it. Like, what do I do?" She's like, "Just don't be a dick." And then MODOK's like, "Oh, but I've already been a dick. And I don't want to be a dick." And she's like, "Just don't be a dick." He's like, "Okay, I'm not gonna be a dick." And it was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, because I saw a thing about how he died in Avenger.
Okay, that's not. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll get to that. There was like, literally, don't be a dick. Like, I kid you not, I'm sitting in the theater like this because I'm kind of getting into it a little bit. And Josh Berman sitting next to me, Brighton sitting next to me here. And I'm like, "Please make it stop." And I said it pretty loud because they like looked at me. They're like, "You good?" I'm like, "No, I'm not good. That was awful." And Kang starts killing people. Cassie and Ant-Man are big. They're fighting, and then they fight, And Kang's winning. The also problem with this movie is like in Ant-Man 1 and 2, like there's things to scale to show how small Ant-Man is. There was no scale, right? So they just look normal. Like when they were huge too, they were fighting, and then they hugged each other, Cassie and Ant-Man, because they kind of won. And it was like I forgot that they were big, but they were like, "You're so huge," and I was like, "Oh yeah, they're big," but they didn't, So that was poorly done. But the way Kang got defeated kind of the first time was, for some reason, Hank's ant collection that are really smart got transported to the quantum realm too, and like were big and like lived 1,000 years in one day, and so then they toppled Kang and beat Kang, and then they're trying to get out of the quantum realm, and the thing's like basically broken, like that they're trying to use, and they got a portal open, and then it's like kind of interesting. Kang and Scott are fighting, and I mean it's pretty intense. Like Kang's wailing on this dude, and Wasp finally comes in and does something in the entire movie, even though her name's in the title, and she kind of helps save Ant-Man. But the thing was, when they were fighting, Ant-Man got stuck in the quantum realm with Kang, and they're like, "Oh, it's broken." And then Cassie just fixes it, and the portal opens up again, and they all make it out. And Kang gets sucked into his thing. Oh, and MODOK, So when they're talking to MODOK after the ants beat Kang, he's like, "At least I could say I died an Avenger." And then Paul Rudd's just funny because he goes, I guess, and it was like kind of funny, but like it was stupid. But the movie's a train wreck, and
It sounds like it.
it was a train wreck, dude. Like just
I'll
not.
still probably see it eventually,
I think you should. Granted,
just for Kang.
yeah, like he was good. He was the best part of the movie. But I mean, what else? I think that's pretty much it. Like it was just dumb. The stakes were there's nothing. It was just an introduction to Kang. It's the only redeeming part of the entire movie. Like nothing happened, no character development, nothing in Ant-Man's story like mattered at all. And so like I don't know. Yeah, it was just not good. But the post-credit scenes, spoilers. Obviously, I've been telling the entire movie right now, but it shows up, and I'm gonna try to get the actual names right. Uh, First, so it's mid-credit scene. It opens with the Council of Kangs. Right. It's got these, and it focuses on these trio, all played by Jonathan Majors. And they're reflecting on the exiled one. They're reflecting on that that Ant-Man just killed that Kang, and was like they're tampering with the multiverse, big deal. Okay, and it was Immortus, Ramatut, and the ancient Egyptian pharaoh version of Kang, and Scarlet Centurion, which is a younger version of a futuristic kind of blue suit. Like none of us killed him, says Immortus, wearing a recognizable tall purple headpiece. They did. They're beginning to touch the multiverse. If we let them, they'll take everything we built. So let's stop wasting time. And then one of them's like, I brought the Kangs together. The Council of Kangs, but in MCU, it's the Dynasty of Kangs. And then it's like, how many did you bring? And he was like, all of them. And then what's interesting is they all start appearing, right? Different versions. I mean, it was so comic book accurate. It was awesome. It was really cool. But they all start appearing. But the way that they're appearing is the same technology that Reed Richards used to appear in Multiverse of Madness. Same thing. Which is, I'm like, he's going to be related. Which is, because technically Kang is related. But anyway.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah.
And so now that's totally setting up Kang Dynasty completely. That's exciting. And then the next scene, the post-credit scene, opens up with Victor Timely, another known Kang variant, standing on stage giving a speech in the early 1900s, saying time is everything. He's played by Jonathan Majors with a mustache, and he says it shapes our lives, but perhaps we can shape it. As the camera pans to the crowd, it's revealed that Loki and Mobius are in the audience, probably tracking Kang variants of He Who Remains. And in the thing, Loki turns to Mobius and he's like, "That's him. That's the person. That's the one." And so it's setting up Loki. It was good. It was really good. So
Loki season 2.
Loki, yeah. The movie, besides Kang, was atrocious. So I have it as in all of Marvel projects, out of 40 there are, I have it at 36. So what's worse, Iron Man 2, She-Hulk, Captain Marvel, and Thor the Dark World. But the Incredible Hulk is better. So that says something. Anyway, so that was Quantumania. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, big disappointment.
Definitely.
But I'm still very excited for Marvel. I'm still on the Marvel train. The movie sucked, but in Phase 2 there was Thor: The Dark World, so it's like there's gonna be some stinkers. And that was just one of them.
Yeah.
So bad. Anyway. So.
Well.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
That is indeed.
Thanks everyone for listening, watching, whatever you're doing. Yeah, life stuff. Get a helmet.